In Syria, airstrikes on the rebel-held city of Idlib have killed at least 22 people. Dozens of others have been injured. Some activists say Russian warplanes carried out the air raids. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says 2 hospitals are now unusable because of damage from nearby bombing.
They hit a hospital and the casualties are children, women, and elderly people. They always target hospitals. Wherever there is a hospital, they target it. There is no military base here. It is residential buildings, and this was a mosque, not a military base.
In Aleppo, heavy bombing in rebel-held areas has killed at least 20 people. Newly released videos from activist organizations claim that illegal cluster bombs are being used on civilians in the area. Aleppo city has been hit with the heaviest airstrikes in Syria in the last months. Well, according to new figures from the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, Russian airstrikes in Syria have killed 500 children since last September. It also says a total of 2,099 civilians have been killed in the bombing. Russia says its jets have also killed 2,270 members of Daesh since it began its air campaign 8 months ago. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced in March that his military had largely accomplished its goals and that the majority of its forces would withdraw. However, Russian airstrikes backing the Syrian regime have continued their deadly fight. Let's get more and speak to Andrew Hopkins, who is following developments from Gaziantep on the border between Turkey and Syria. Andrew, it seems there's an escalation of fighting overnight. Bring us up to date with the latest.
Yes, Marlene, activists saying, as you said, 22 people have been killed. There have been dozens of people injured in these Russian airstrikes in Idlib, and they seem to have been making these airstrikes in residential areas. Hospital has been hit, as you mentioned, as well. And this is significant because in March 2015, Idlib was actually taken by a loose alliance of fighting groups called the Army of Conquest. And this is a group which counts among its members al-Nusra, which is closely linked to al-Qaeda. And because this group controls this particular area, Idlib city, and the area around there as well, there hasn't really been any substantial fighting in this part of Syria for quite a while now. So these airstrikes reflect quite a sort of significant upsurge in violence in this area. And just something to mention about the Aleppo airstrikes as well, 20 dead there that you mentioned. This is just another attack on a city surrounding area that's in quite a desperate situation. In the past few weeks and months, there has been a significant increase in violence there. And in April, because of the amount of deaths from airstrikes, that contributed towards the official opposition effectively pulling out of the international peace talks that have been going on in Europe.
OK, Andrew, many thanks for that update. Andrew Hopkins there in Gaziantep.